guys, my name is Beck and this is my Flosstube channel, Beck Can Stitch. Today is the 8th of October 2025 and I am here for my September stitching update. This is a channel primarily about my cross-stitching journey. However, I will throw in every now and then some other crafts that I have done. You can reach out to me through the comments on YouTube. Alternatively, I also do have an email that is beckcanstitch@gmail.com if you would like to contact me in regards to anything. Thank you to all my existing subscribers, and welcome to anybody who is new who has found me on YouTube. I've had a little bit of a jump. Thank you. I know that I did get a shout out from Nessa, so very much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoy what you see, and yeah, please like, comment and subscribe down below. So this month hasn't really been a very good stitching month for me. Unfortunately, I did have a little bit of a decline in my health this month, which had sort of put a little bit of a spanner in the works for my stitching. But I have, I think, about 5 projects to show you. And then I've got a bit of plans moving forward. And then I might do a little bit of life updates at the very end. So let's get into the stitching. So the first piece that I have for you is my Peter Rabbit sampler. It is a magazine subscription through Hatchet. There is a summer, autumn, winter, spring sampler for this, and I am currently working on the spring sampler. I am doing this 2/1 full cross on a 14 count easy guide Aida, and this month I managed to get my second motif finished, so I'll insert a picture of where it was before. And this month I managed to finish off the next 2 bunnies of the sampler. So I have done Peter Rabbit himself and then the next 2 bunnies next to them. So my plan moving forward with this one is that I want to try to complete 1 motif a month. So I will be moving on to the next motif with this one. This one I'm just using all the threads that were given in the subscription. I haven't done any supplements or anything like that. But yeah, I think it's turning out really well. And this is also a paper chart, so I don't actually have a stitch count for you. Alright, the next piece that I have for you is my Mumma sea turtle. This is artwork by Sheena Pike, which is now retired, off Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching this on a 28 count hand dyed Aida that I got off AliExpress. And I am doing this 1/1 using CXC thread. This is a picture of where I was at the end of August. Sorry, this month I have added 3,406 stitches at a total of 61,094 stitches, and it is now at 33.51%. So for this one, this is where I am up to for it. So what I've done this month was that I had continued to work down the Mumma Sea Turtle's head, trying to work out where I had done a mistake, which I had then gridded myself. My plans moving forward for this one is that I'm going to come out, don't know if you can actually see where I have gridded. Is that the right side? No, wrong side, sorry. So I have gridded up this section here. So I'm planning on coming out with the Mumma's flipper, and then I will work up for that. So that is Mumma Sea Turtle. The next piece that I have worked on is my Milo piece. This is one that I'm doing for my brother in memory of his dog. It is done on a 14 count even weave. I'm doing it 2/1 full cross using DMC. Last month I was at 48,524 stitches for a total of 15.91%. And this month I added 476 stitches for a total of 16.07%. So I have changed the way that I am stitching Milo. So I'm sort of doing a little bit of a Sarah Stitching Mummies typewriter method. So this is where I'm at now. And the bit that I have worked on this month is over this way. So I have chosen a symbol in the 10 by 10 block and carried my thread across. So that is my progress for this month. The next piece that I have worked on is my April Fairy. This is artwork by Hannah Lynn and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is 225 by 315. I believe this one is also on a 14 count aida. I am doing this 2/1 tent stitch. This is a picture of where you saw it last time, and this is where I am at now. So she is still in the Q-snap. So this month I have put in a total of 356 stitches, and that has brought me to 49.32%. So again, this one I have also decided that I will choose symbols in the 10 by 10 block and carrying my thread through. So this month I have added a lot in this butterfly here, and then I have also added some in her hair along the way. But she is turning out really nice. I love how colourful this one is. So that is my April Fairy. The last piece that I have to show you is my stamped butterfly cross stitch. This one I got off Temu. This is done on a 14 count aida 2/1 full cross using all of the kit material. This one I ended up getting a lot of work on because this was the piece that I had taken to the hospital with me. So I will insert a picture of where it was before and this is where I am up to now. So the work that I have done is basically I have tried to colour complete, filling in the butterflies down the middle. I was originally just doing the block stitching in blocks of colour. However, when I did go to fill in this butterfly here, I was finding that I was losing some of the symbols that they were getting blended in. So I have tried to choose the symbols that I thought I would lose in doing some of the blockier colours on it. So my backs are really messy, but just so that you can see, that is where I have gotten to with this one. So again, this piece is a piece that I do not count my stitches, as it does not go into Pattern Keeper. So that is my progress on this one. The only other piece that I would have had, however, I have decided that I am going to UFO it, was the 2025 Mystery Sampler from Fox and Rabbit. This one I had been keeping up with. However, from a previous time when I was in hospital, one of the tea people, when they were giving me a cup of coffee, had managed to spill the coffee on it, and therefore it had left a stain on it. I did try soaking it. I have tried using some mild detergent on it. However, the fabric and the variegated threads remained a little bit coffee stained. So moving forward with that one, I did like the piece, but I may wait until the end of the year when the December release is released, and then I may stitch it all together. But yes, I was a little bit disappointed with that one, but can't be helped. All right, so moving into plans, I am planning on doing a New Start November. So for this one, I have chosen a few pieces that I do wish to start in the month of November. So what I was thinking is to put it on a tiny decision wheel, and then depending on how many I end up starting, either doing it once a week or twice a week, spinning the wheel and seeing which piece that chooses to start. So at this stage, the new starts that I have that I can choose from is the Treasures of the Sea, which is artwork by Olga Gavallo, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is 525 stitches by 366, and I'm going to be doing this one on a 25 count Lugana that is an easy count, and at this stage I'm hoping that I can do 1/1 full cross. And for this one, I have actually kitted up with the Painting Fairy Egyptian cotton threads, so which I have divided up and put them onto their ring pull. So these are the colours that it will be. They do feel really, really soft, so I am looking forward to giving these ones a go. But yes, and then also from Painting Fairy. I have managed to get myself the Easy Count Lagana. So I have a nice big piece of this one. One thing that I did notice was that with the Painting Fairy fabrics, they have come serged all the way around. So I won't need to do that before starting this piece. So that is an added bonus. The order did take a little bit to come through to me, but yeah, it arrived a few weeks ago, so we'll see how that is. Just pop this away so that I don't lose any of it. And they also sent out the order in a handy little plastic bag that has a one of those pull zip things on it. So I'll be able to use that as a project bag. The next piece that I was thinking of, I haven't yet got enough to, I haven't kitted it up yet. But this one I found when I was on the Sharon's Fun with Cross Stitch website. She had done a couple of pictures on there, and one which I absolutely fell in love with. As you guys know, we have two little Jack Russells ourselves, and this is called Jack Russell Terrier Puppies. The artwork is by Decca, and it is charted by BCL Stitch, Cross Stitch Emporium. It will be 325 by 303 stitches. And at this stage, I'm looking to do it on a 22 count hard danger. And with it, don't know yet as to whether I'm going to do 2/1 or 1/1 on 22 count, as I have not done any pieces on 22 count before. But obviously I'll do a little test section and see which one I like the coverage of better. The other pieces that I have penciled in at this stage I have not received. So I was on the Wattobiz website, which is another stamp cross stitch company. I believe she's out of the UK. And I have managed to pick up a piece called Echoes of the Ocean. It will be done on a 16 count aida. I'm hoping to do it 2/1 full cross using all of the kit materials. So can't wait for that one to come in. We are very what's the word? It's just gone out of my head. Like a Hampton styling of our house. So I believe this piece should fit in really, really well with some of our deco as well. The other kit that I got from Wattobiz is Rainbow Tiger. This one is also going to be on a 16 count aida, 2/1 full cross using all of the kit fabrics, kit pieces and fabrics. So I can't wait to start that one. I think that he looks really colourful and pretty. And then the other pieces that I plan on starting, this is sort of crossing into a little bit of haul now as well. I did receive another order off Temu where I have managed to get a couple of charts. Sorry for the rustling, guys. So, sorry, I thought that I had this one open. So this one here is, it's a beaded and stamped kit of Temu. I believe, can't remember what count it was. I think it's like a 14, or it might even be 11 count. Just an aida, which is actually quite stiff. But the thing that drew me to this one is that it is also a beaded project as well. So in the kit are all of the colours. I just love how pretty these colours are. And then you have, there is a lot of beads to this one. I haven't beaded before, so that will be interesting for me, but I'm looking forward to doing that. They also supplied a little tub for the beads, and then there's a couple of needles in that one as well. The next ones I won't take out of the bag because they do have a cover sheet. So this one is also another stamped cross kit from Temu, and this one is the letter S, which I thought was really, really pretty. My niece's name starts with an S, so I thought that I would do this for either her birthday or Christmas, depending on when I can get it done. Again, it comes with all of the kit fabric and threads, and I believe there may be some beads in there as well. So this one is on a 14 count aida. So that is that one. And the last piece that I received was this butterfly. Yeah, no, that's going to be too hard to open at this stage. Sorry, the sticker's like right in the middle of it. So this is a mermaid that I thought that I would give a go. I've been really looking at the Mirabilia mermaids, but obviously at the moment they're a little bit out of my price range, so I thought that I would give this one a go and see how it turns out. It is a full kit as well, which includes all the aida and the threads. And I also believe there may be some beading in that one as well. But that was that one. I also received off Temu some thread organisers, so that I can use those to organise all my threads, which I'll probably use for the Jack Russell piece. And then the last little bit of haul that I got, which they have a sticker completely over it, and I don't think I have any scissors with me. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so removed out of the plastic now. So this is just a little advent calendar that I also received off Temu. My plans with this one is potentially just doing a video a day of the little small that is in it. There are 24 mini little cross-stitch designs, which comes on some pre-cut aida, and they have all the full instructions with them, so it just comes in a little box like this. So you have all of the threads that you need, you've got your Aida cloth to do them on. And then there is also this little tiny frame that you could do a finish in with them. But I just thought that might be something fun to do for Christmas. Put this back in the box. So yeah, so that is going to be for my Christmas starts. So plans moving forward, I am still going to work on my pieces. I'm hoping with that my Mumma sea turtle plan is to try and get about 200 stitches a day in that one. At the moment I am a little bit behind, just because of not being home and health and stuff like that. With my other pieces, I have been watching a lot of Anne the Max Colour Stitcher, and I really like the way that she does her projects as well as how she rotates with them. So at the moment I'm working to get my pieces to an even 500 or 1000, so that then I can work on my Mumma sea turtle first thing in the morning, and then in the afternoon I will put all my pieces on a tiny decision wheel and spin a project for that, and then putting in about 500 stitches for that project before then spinning again. So yeah, so that is my plans, and then obviously the new start November, trying to start roughly a piece a week, maybe even 2 a week. All right, so if that's all you've come to see, thank you very much. Like I said, please like, comment and subscribe down below. I'd love to hear from you, what you might be working on while you're watching me. And again, thank you to all my returning subscribers and my new subscribers. So just a little bit of a life update for me. As some of you may have noticed in my last Flosstube video, I was getting very short of breath, and it wasn't until looking back on that video when I was editing that I actually realized how much short of breath I was compared to normally I can talk a bit more without sounding short of breath. Going back a few months, I had said to my cardiologist that I was starting to get a bit of intermittent chest pain. Nothing that I was overly worried about at that stage. And we'd sort of come up with a bit of a plan that to use my GTN to try to relieve the chest pain, but if I found that I was excessively having to use it, then to go into hospital. So for about 3 weeks prior to that, I was finding that I was getting more chest pain more frequently, usually on exertion, and having to use my GTN spray a little bit more. I did present a few times to the hospital that is close by me, just so that they could do an ECG and check my blood, just to make sure that the enzyme troponin hadn't increased and it wasn't a heart attack per se. All of which they were negative. So they would do the serial troponins and then send me home. The last time that I had presented there, I was starting to find that the pain was coming on multiple times a day. GTN would give me some temporary relief, but wouldn't completely relieve it. So they had phoned the cardiac team at the other hospital to get a little bit more of a plan, in which they had increased one of my medications to see if that would try to help with my chest pain. The next day I was getting more chest pain again, and this time it wasn't just when I was moving around and doing things. I was getting it while I was stitching, so I was just in my chair relaxing. And my partner by then could actually see that it was really starting to bother me. I was taking my GTN and it wasn't doing much at that stage. So I did end up calling an ambulance, and then they took me to the emergency department, which the hospital out here is too small for the population that we have. I ended up sitting in the ambulance waiting bay for about 2 hours on what they call ramping. So basically I'm still monitored, but with the ambulance within the emergency department. Then they did an ECG, did my bloods, and then sent me out to the waiting room, where I sat in a chair for 18 hours overnight before actually being seen. By this stage, I'd forgotten how many times I'd had my spray. I had asked numerous times for pain relief, which all that they would give me was paracetamol, which, if you've got chest pain, does absolutely nothing for it. In the end, it was decided that yes, to admit me under cardiology, and my cardiologist had then said, yep, no, put her on the angio list, and we'll have a little look-see. Knowing that with me and my history and my presentations, that usually if I've come in with chest pain, there is a reason for it. But this time again, there was no ECG changes and technically no troponin. It got up to about 15, and the where they then say that your heart has had an ischemic event is about 36. So I was then, because they've got to stop one of my blood thinners so that they can do an arterial punch, I had to wait the weekend. There was the potential that I could go in for the Monday to have an angiogram. However, that list was quite busy, so they ended up bumping me back to the Wednesday, which was fine because my cardiologist is actually the doctor that does the list on the Wednesday. The downside to that was that it was also my birthday on the Wednesday. So my birthday present was an angiogram to find out that I had had another 95% blockage to my right coronary artery, and that I had also had 60% in-stent reastomosis. At that stage, they weren't able to do anything for me then, so they had decided that they would go and fix it on the Friday. So on the Friday, I ended up getting another 2 stents, and they had used what they call a razor balloon to then get rid of the instant reastomosis. So that's why my stitching was down a little bit this month, because I did end up staying in hospital for nearly 2 weeks due to the cardiac issues. Other than that, the kids have gone back to school as of yesterday. My son's in his very last term of school. He will graduate at the end of this term from year 12. What else? There's not really been much else happening other than that. We do have a very busy October. So this weekend we're going into Surface Paradise and staying in Surface for a night. We do have a friend's 50th birthday party to go to. So we'll be doing that this weekend. The next week is Monster Jam down at the Gold Coast. So they're with the monster trucks. The 2 boys have gone and seen them down in Sydney once before. But I managed to get a couple of tickets to those, so we'll try and spend the weekend down on the Gold Coast for that one. Then the weekend after that, on the Friday night, we've managed to get tickets to go and see Jelly Roll, which I was really excited for. Last year, I ended up staying in the mental health unit for about 2.5 weeks, and I listened to a lot of his music when I was in there. So yeah, I just feel like there is a lot of meaning for me. So when I managed to get the tickets, I signed up for early release. So myself, my partner and a friend of ours is going to go and see him. And then the weekend after that, we've got another birthday party to go to. So yeah, so very busy October coming up. How much that affects my stitching, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyhow, I think that's all from me, guys. Thank you if you made it this far. I do very muchly appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be back at the end of October for my October update, and then getting ready to start my new start November. So thank you very much, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe down below. And look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Bye for now.